I am live. Good evening, everyone. This is Mike, Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. Things look a little strange, don't they? Yeah, I'm not in my, we're not in Kansas anymore, folks. No, I'm up in Wisconsin at my sister's house. I am in her basement. They have basements in Wisconsin. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I'm actually having a really good time here. I got here this afternoon. Actually, I got here this morning around 10 o'clock their time, 11 o'clock my time, and I was wondering why I was so hungry. This is nice. I can actually put the laptop on my lap and sit and chat with you folks. I even have my magic mouse here so I can do stuff. So, hey, if you guys want to get in, I put the link in the chat, or didn't I? I didn't put the link in the chat. But if you have the link, if you follow me on X or anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen, you can join me. So far, it's just me, myself, and I. It says one person's watching me. Yeah, that's on my, I think that's on my Facebook page. People are watching me on Facebook. Refresh the YouTube feed, see if I'm on there. Yes, I am. Make sure I turn the sound off on that. It is. And I can see myself. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're not going to be on long because everybody wants to eat dinner. They eat at 5 o'clock here, which it is right now, Eastern Daylight Time. All right, we got 3 people watching from YouTube. Yes, all right. Who do we got here? We got me. Hey, my buddy Don. We're going to bring Don on if he wants to come on. Trying to fix the sound. All right, fix the sound and get back to me. And then we have, wait a minute. Is this my buddy from Madison, Wisconsin, which is where I am right now? Are we doing Parks on the Air? I got tomorrow available. I have Monday and Tuesday available to do Parks on the Air. So KD9WNV. Let's do a quick lookup and I'll get your information. KD9WNV. Is that it? Did I do that right? No, he's in Indiana. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? KD9. Oh, WNV. Did I type that right? No, I typed WMV. Helps if I do the right. That is not right either. Oh, wait, here we go. That's Logan, also in Indiana. Am I doing this right? Do I have the right call sign? KD9, Whiskey November Victor. What do you mean you're not on the air yet? What do you mean? I got a radio. I got an antenna. We can go out and do Parks on the Air. Just come on over and get me. I got my 705. I can operate it QRP. And there are a bunch of parks around Madison, Wisconsin. I looked at the map today, and it's actually pretty nice. So yeah, I'd love to have you. Have any of you guys watched my new videos using the Retrievis RT3? That would be good. Logan, if you want to get together, I have no transportation. I am not driving. My sister's doing all the driving while I'm here. I can get you the address and send it to you. Do me a favor. Let me send you a message privately. Let's let me. I can't post. Oh, that's something else. Never mind. Forget that. Let's go back up here to private chat. I'm going to send you my phone number. Now wait, I got to find out how to get you in there. All right, forget it for now. We don't have to do it right this minute. Anyway, folks, I'm here in Wisconsin. I've already made. That's cool. You're a disabled vet. Well, thank you for your service there, Logan. Logan's a disabled vet. I'm so glad to meet you. And yeah, it would be nice to get together. I would really like to just go out and have some radio fun. The weather's beautiful up here right now. And I mean, I wore shorts here today, and I got here and I realized I could put pants on. It's not that hot. It's pretty nice. We got 5 people watching, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody want to come on? The link is in the chat to join. All right, Don, if you want to join, come on and join. We'll talk about the RT3S that you helped me set up to do satellites. And I did try a satellite today. I tried SO50. It was only a 30-degree pass, and there's a lot of houses near my sister's house that kind of block it, so I barely heard people. And I broke my freaking DJI mic clip. I'm telling you, the life of a YouTuber gets complicated. Because I got this beautiful tripod. I'm not even going to bring it out. It's the same one that Josh uses. If you saw him at Huntsville or up at Hamvention, or if you see him at Hamcation next year, he's got this giant tripod with strong feet. I had the whole thing set up with my gimbal on it, filming me with my iPhone, and the wind blew, and that was that. Luckily, the iPhone's fine, the gimbal's fine. What broke was the little plug on the bottom of the DJI mic that goes into the cell phone. So I have another one at home, and I had a cable I could use here. So I used the cable to make the video. Have not edited it yet. I'm debating if I'm even going to. But if we do a Parks on the Air, Logan, if you want to, yeah, you made Wednesday. Greg. Greg's all happy. He made Wednesday. All right, Greg. We got 7 people here tonight. By the way, I am 207 people away from 1,000 followers on YouTube. So, man, if you guys could help me get a few more followers on YouTube, that would be great. Right now, I make no money from YouTube. I do make money from my affiliates. I've been blessed. EMPshield.com. Use my code HAMFUN. Get 20% off. ABR Industries, ABR10 HAMFUN. You get 10% off your purchase at ABR Industries. Say hi to Chuck and Shannon, beautiful people. And if you went to Huntsville this year, Chuck didn't go. He stayed home, and his brother was there with Shannon, and they did a great thing. I saw him on a lot of people's videos, and that was good. So, hey, we got Iman from Northern Ireland came out to see us today. Hey, Iman, how you doing? It's late there, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty late over in Northern Ireland. But yeah, this is the luxury confines I have here. That's my bed, and I got a TV in here. It's small, but it's a very quaint, homey place. Funny thing is, there's absolutely no windows in this basement, and there's only one way out. So I pray to God there's never a fire while I'm here. I pray. I'm looking around. We got smoke detectors. We got carbon dioxide detectors. I haven't been in a basement since I lived in New Jersey, so we don't have basements in Florida because there's too much water. Oh, what do you got here, Don? You're not backstage. I would see you on the bottom of the screen if you were backstage. So try again. You're not in there yet, Don. Keep trying. When you come in, I'll add you to the screen. Don is the gentleman who was nice enough to help me get my RT3S working for satellites. And I'm telling you, folks, this is the cat's meow. Only limitations are you don't have full duplex, and it's limited to FM satellites, which there are fewer and fewer of them available to use, which means they get more and more crowded. It's only 5 watts, but the other day I made about 6 contacts on the ISS. You can watch that video. It's on my channel. It's one of the newest videos I put up. I actually tried twice, and the first one was with my Wouxun radio. I did lousy, didn't work. And the second time was with the RT3S and the OpenGD77 software. Oh, pardon me for being sleepy. I have been up since 3 o'clock this morning. So it's been a long, long day. And I flew from Florida to Wisconsin. Luckily, the weather is beautiful, and I'm having a great time here with my sister and my mom and my brother-in-law. The best part is there's surprises for me awaiting around the corner. Certain people coming to see me, I think. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yes, Greg. I'm going to show it to you. I got it right here. This is the Retrievus RT3S. It's turned off right now. I'll turn it on. All right, it's on. This is what the screen looks like. Let's see if I can get this to. No, it's not gonna. It's gonna be too bright. It's not going to adjust. Oh, there it goes. So there's the screen. Now, what's really cool, it has your typical menu system in it, which is nice, but I'll pick the satellites. I'm in the basement now. We're probably not going to get anything on here. Let's see if I can get this adjusted, the brightness. There it goes. As the satellites are acquired, I'm in the basement. We just picked one up. It dropped off already, though. But every one of those dashes has a line on it. By the time it's no, there's none available for 10 watts. That's not this radio. That's the TYT radio is 10 watts, but really, you don't need it. This is $119. Cheap radio, inexpensive. You have to put the OpenGD software on it. The OpenGD 77 software has to go on it. It doesn't do it out of the box. So if you have an issue with changing the firmware on a radio you buy, don't buy this. Don't do it. Go out and buy a 9700. But in my case, necessity is the mother of invention. My 9700, if you watched one of my live feeds a couple of days ago, in the middle of my live feed, there was a lightning strike. Didn't hit my house, wasn't that close, but I could hear it loud because it was close enough. And at that moment, when that lightning strike hit, what happened was the frequencies changing on the 9700 stopped, which meant at that moment, the 9700 lost touch with the set box. So there we go. Don's coming on. So Don was the guy that turned me on to it. Yeah, Iman, I know you've been bragging about this. Oh, you can push them to 7 watts. Well, you really don't need it, man. So remember that. You really don't need it. Yeah, Don did a great job setting it up. And we had a glitch, and we worked on it together on the phone, and we straightened it out. Here's Don right now. Everybody say hello to Don, W8CPT. Say something, Don. Let me see if I hear you. I don't hear you. No audio. Pick the right sound out of your computer. That's what it is. Because I see you got the mic there. And if you go into the sound settings, right click on the speaker and say sound settings.
All right. How about
There you go. I got you now. Sounds a little tinny, but hey,
this
on.
This StreamYard's crazy. I was logged in. I clicked on your link, and for some reason it wasn't. It was showing everything, but it wasn't connecting. So I had to click on the link in the YouTube chat to get it to come on.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're here. That's all that matters. So welcome aboard, Don. Me and Don worked on this. The glitch we had, everything was working smooth. And then when I installed the driver and I hooked up the radio, I would get this thing that had a little yellow triangle on it, which tells you there's something wrong with it. It's not working right. And when I questioned the Windows about it, Windows said it's there, but it doesn't have the right information or software or whatever. Don't make fun of my pink cup. Not my choice. I meant my sister's. Doesn't mean I'm a less of a man. But anyway, so we ran into that, and Don started looking it up. He said it had something to do with the memory guard. So while he was still trying to figure out how to fix it, I went on the settings page and I searched memory guard or whatever it was. Was it memory guard? Was that what it was, Don?
It was something about memory, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. So I just typed it into the settings and bam, it pops up on the screen. It was turned on. I just hit the switch and turned it off. Everything worked fine. So the typical ham radio guy's prejudice against Windows 11 is unfounded, at least in this case. Windows 11 was not the issue. So I find that hysterical.
It probably was the issue because we don't get that error on any of the other ones on Windows.
Well, 10. No, it just means Windows 11 is a little different, but it can be fixed. That's the point I'm trying to make. It happens. I have so many friends of mine I have another friend who I invited him to the stream tonight. I don't think he'll make it. 75 owned Ham. Go watch him. He's a great guy. Helped me out a lot. He's the guy that gave me my tower. He didn't put it in. I had to do all the installing and everything. He helped me put it together and helped me lift it the first time. But the concrete work and all that, I worked with guys to have that all done. And by the way, if you're watching, Alan, it worked fantastic. Before I left, I laid the tower down so I don't have to worry if there's a hurricane or something at my house. I got a great, the tower's laying on the ground in the backyard, so it's safe. So it won't come down. Anyway, he helped me out a lot, and I invited him on. He couldn't believe this radio, this Retrievus is so stupid simple once you get it working. But he has a prejudice against Windows 11. But he told me there's a way you can actually run the SCU20 cable on an FTM 400 or any other Yaesu radio that uses that. They tell you Windows 11 came out and made that cable useless. Well, there's a way to adapt it. There you go. That's his TYT radio, and this is my Retrievus radio. Yeah. I got mine shut off, though. What satellite you got coming up next?
I don't know if I updated this or not. So I had a buddy that did a test on the TYT 10-watt version versus versus the Retevis 5-watt version. And on 2 meter, you get a whole watt more with the TYT. So it's not 10 watts. They're both 7 or actually on 2 meter, they were both 7 watts. They were the same. But on what was it? I think
70 centimeter.
No, 70 centimeter. They were the same there too. It was a little bit less. It was 5 watts there.
Okay.
And then on 220 or something is where he got the most, like 8 watts or 9 watts or something. Actually, where's my phone at? I could look it up and tell you exactly. I forgot. He texted.
This is what I love. It has GPS built in. It knows where you are, so it right away puts all the satellite predictions on your screen, right there. See that? The next satellite coming up on me is Lilac Sat, and that's going to be a 9-degree pass. PO101 is coming by at 2258 UTC. It's going to be a 54-degree pass. I might run outside and do that one. I don't know what time is 2258. That would be what? 6:58.
40 minutes from now. Roughly.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's about that. Yeah. But anyway, that's a
found
good pass too. Yeah.
So he gets 8 watts on 2 meter. This is for the TYT. 7 watts on 70 centimeter and 5 watts on GMRS. 2.5 watts on 220. The RT3S is only 1 watt lower all the way around.
Yeah.
So you only gain a watt by getting this TYT, and the screen's darker, so it's not really working.
I actually, it's still hard to see the screen. I have it white with black lettering on it. You can see the way I got that. And here's what you get with this. Now you see that? That's the path of the satellite. If you're looking due north is the top. South is the bottom, west is the left, and east is the right. So it's very easy. Now it shows you that, and it tells you the maximum elevation is going to be 54 degrees. And then if you hit the up or down arrows, it takes you to even more information. So here's the actual frequencies, and it also adjusts for Doppler effect. So we're looking at PO101 voice, and you can see right now its elevation is minus 84 degrees. It's going to rise 345. And then let's see. Here's some more information it gives you. It tells you the time it's going to rise UTC. And the extent of the pass is going to be 12 minutes and 21 seconds. Right? There it is there. You see Don's got the same thing on his radio.
Yeah, but I'm showing this one's actually going over right now. This is the Lilithsat or whatever. So it's showing.
Oh, okay.
I know it's blurry, but at the top it's showing the compass heading. The red dot is where the satellite's at right now. It's about to set. And then
that's
at the
about
bottom,
to see. Yeah, it's a very low pass. You can see it on mine too.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yours shows
now
up better.
He's in Michigan, and I'm in Wisconsin, which is right next door. And you can see we're both almost the same. And then if you hit the down, it calls Lilac Sat, tells you the time it is UTC, the elevation it is right there. This is information that normally comes on the sat box. When I do the sat box, it tells you all the same information. So yeah, this is a very, very useful tool if you're going to chase satellites and you want to do portable. With that, not linear. You're not going to do linear satellites with this, but you can do, and he's got the pretty color screen. That's the only difference, right?
But well, you got a color screen too. You just got to go into your settings and change it around.
Yeah, I never did that.
You can play around with it if you go. It's I know it's called Theme Editor. And no, do it on your computer later with that OpenGD 77 firmware.
Yeah, that computer's at home. It's not.
Oh, it is. Okay, you have to play with it at home though. But I really want to see you hook up that Retevis RT3S to your rotor. You got a coax coming in your shack, right?
Two. I got two because each antenna has its own coax. So I can put a duplexer on it. Yes, I can put a duplexer on it and hook it up with a BNC connector to my Retrievus. That would freaking kill.
Go live like that. I want you to see how good it works. It's probably going to work awesome.
Well, is that the same radio you used when you had that rotor, that little rotor?
Yeah. I used the Retevis for my receive, and then I used a Yaesu. What did I have? A 6000 for the transmit.
Okay.
So I was using the Retevis for the receive on my rotor. Yeah, that worked great. I made two. Actually, I think two of my astronaut QSOs were on that.
Right. How many you got now? 5? You're catching up.
I'm at 5. I'm trying not to be
more.
greedy,
You have the same as me. It's funny because the other day when Matt was on again, and you had sent me that video of somebody else talking to him, that was after my radio was already in a box going back to ICOM to get fixed. I was so frustrated. And I don't think I had this radio working yet. But that was cute.
I don't think he's been on since then, actually, from that one.
I haven't seen any reports on the MSAT page where he's on. We got 12 people watching right now. Anybody got any questions about ham radio satellite work? Don and I would love to help you out.
Here's my new toy.
Ooh, I could put out some watts, huh?
Yeah, 600 watts. I got my FTDX10 with the screen there. And then this is my satellite rig, the TS2000. It doesn't have, only thing I don't like is it doesn't have a waterfall. Let me see if
I talked to the guys from CSN Technologies when I had my issues with my radio, and they helped me troubleshoot it. And that's how I knew it was the CIV out of the radio was wrong. Anyway, Mike and Keith is like the main engineer that designs it. They're working on new stuff. They actually are getting ready. And this is what's so funny. I explained it the night that I had them on with me. I explained how I found them. In my area in Florida, there were no eye gates. So if you came through there with APRS running, there was nothing to pick it up between Jacksonville and Port Orange along 95. We used to have a guy with an eye gate in my town, and he either died or something, and it no longer is in operation. So I was looking around for an eye gate, and I figured, I just searched eye gate, and I came up with this CSN Technologies, and next to it's a picture of a box that says SAT on it. I'm like, what's that? So, and this was right after my bad experience with a certain B1 manufacturer. I'll just say that. I won't get in more detail, but I was so skeptical. I had fallen in love with a radio based on a YouTuber's account. I went out and I spent $1,000 on that radio, and it was a doorstop would do better than this thing. It was not worth a penny to me, and all I wanted to do was get rid of it. And I fell hook, line, and sinker for the ad campaign that happened from a YouTuber in Florida and the guy that ran that company. And every time I had a question about it, I would go to the page on Facebook, which was that people that own that radio and say, hey, this A, B, and C is happening and it's not supposed to. What do I do about it? I would get an instant video call from the manufacturer telling me, don't put that stuff on Facebook. I'm like, what? Don't put that stuff on Facebook. Why? I don't want people to get a bad idea about what the radio does. I'm like, well, the radio doesn't do what you say it does. What are you going to do about it? Well, try uploading this new firmware for 3 months, which takes me out of the point where I can return it. I bought it at Gigaparts. So for 3 months, I'm getting drug around by the nose by this guy trying to teach me what I'm doing wrong, when in reality, his radio sucks. And the particular YouTuber that did that video, I met him at Hamcation. And I said, let me ask you a question. When you made that video, had you been using this radio or you just read the brochure to us? He goes, well, I really didn't use it. And I'm selling it now. I'm like, yeah, I know. Everybody who has one is selling them. They're crap.
What radio are we talking about?
I can't say because I don't want to be sued. But I'll just say the YouTuber admitted to me that he really hadn't used the radio. And once he had used the radio, he decided to get out of it. Oh, Greg's got a big thing to say here. What is Greg saying? I'm going to have to leave in a few, but I want to cover the proper way to enter the info into LOTW so I can get more confirmations. That's all right. I don't have it on this computer, Greg. And Greg, I know there's one pending in my log right now, you and me. I don't even know if we actually made a contact that day, but I got to go back and check my info. However, download TQSL. It's an app. You download it onto your computer, and whenever you upload your data, do it through that TQSL. In other words, make your ADIF file any way you want. Whether I use the SAPbox output, you could use the Hammers program. You could do anything. And no, it's not that hard. Greg's saying maybe I'll do it next show. No, next show I got somebody else in mind. I'm hoping to get him. He was supposed to be on last week, but he had COVID, so he couldn't get on. Really interesting guy. I'll just say ARISS. I'll just leave that out there as a hint. Who's coming on with me next week? Yeah, happens to be the.
Can I comment on this Logbook of the World stuff? I did make.
Sure, go ahead.
I made a video on the QRZ logging, and I made one on Logbook of the World logging. I can't remember. I think I put everything in there. If you're just logging to Logbook of the World, what I've found is if you just use the transmit frequency on QRZ and don't hit log split, and then you make sure you have propagation satellite, the satellite name, and then FM mode. If you use QRZ to send it to Logbook of the World, their little feature that they have, it will confirm even the people that log split on Logbook of the World. So
there you go, Greg. There's your answer.
I do have 2 videos, one for QRZ and one for Logbook of the World.
Put your YouTube channel in the chat so people know. You got an easier way to do that than I do. You just got to go to the page, copy the link, and put it in as a message in the chat.
Okay. Well,
does that help you, Greg?
Yeah.
Greg says he has TQSL. Good. So you've already got your Logbook of the World set up, and you got your TQSL. So now what you do is you make an ADIF file, not ATIF. I never heard of ATIF. But you do that, and then you can, you're pretty sure, you're pretty sure that's what you're doing. Well, something ain't working because I'm still seeing, I'm not confirming with you. I don't, that last one you sent to me, I'm not sure if that was.
I don't think we confirmed either.
Huh?
I don't think we confirmed either because your login's split.
Oh,
I don't know.
the
I haven't
one
looked at Logbook.
Did we do it with the Retrievus? I made a contact with you.
It was still your big.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I could check that out when I get home. As a matter of fact, anything I've done with the Retrievus portable when I was in my driveway at home, and when I did today, I have not even wrote down those call signs yet. I got to go back and listen to the videos and get the call signs that I made contact with, and I'll put them in the logbook of the world when I get home, because I didn't bring enough stuff. I got more. My suitcase weighed 46.5 pounds. You're allowed to bring 50 pounds. And I'm like, what the hell? There's Don's YouTube channel right there.
Did
Let me
I do it
just
right?
test it. Make sure. I'll put it on the screen. I think you did it right. Although you can't click on the link.
Okay, hold on. I'll try a different way. I was trying to copy the link, and it's copying like 50 things. There we go. I got it now.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, like mine is youtube.com/hamfunko4pdi. You could type that into any browser, and you're going to come up with my channel. So you must have something like that too.
Does that let you click it?
Let's put it on the screen so everybody can see it. Yeah, at WHCPT Don. That's all you need. That'll get you to Don's channel. Don's got a bunch of good stuff. Don used to do weather satellite downloads. That was pretty cool when you did that. I thought it was.
Yeah, I might get back into that. I still got all the stuff set up. I just got to throw it outside.
Yeah. Do you still have that little rotor?
Yeah, I still have it. I just don't use it very much. The Star Trek rotor.
Yeah.
That's a really neat rotor. I wish they didn't quit making them. They couldn't get a part or something, they said, so they stopped selling them. But
I would
it
love
works
to
with
get. If they
PC32.
just had a rotor that could hold an Arrow 2, and if they did that, and then they had the controller, kind of like the Yaesu controller, the Yaesu rotor controller, the 5500 rotor controller, something like that to run it. Just elevation and azimuth. I don't need the GPS. I don't need any of that other stuff. Just give me a stupid elevation azimuth rotor. That's all I want. Just small that I could throw on like the hitch of my car, or I could throw it. Like I see guys, I have actually seen this. Guys doing field day with a military pole coming out of their trailer hitch with either 8 meters on it or a Yaesu 5500 rotor and 2 Yagis, driving around with it like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't gonna be doing that. That's an expensive rotor.
No.
Not gonna drive around with it on my hitch. But
so I have this antenna too. I just put a link in there. It's called the Ant Runner. Right. Supposedly you can hook it up to a cell phone and it'll run it. Oh wait, this comment failed to post for some reason. I don't know why. It's called the Ant Runner. ANTRUNNER.
I like Iman's the way he thinks. Get a telescoping motorized mount, Mike. That's what I need, a 50-foot tower that's motorized. You know, you laugh, but I've seen guys that buy old TV news vans in the back, and they convert these to ham radio. I mean, that's what. What's happening? Is my microphone
I'm getting all that up? Static. I'm getting all that static like I did when we talked on the phone.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if everybody
that's my
else
earbuds. Did it clear it up?
Yeah, it's been doing it about every I don't know, 30 seconds or so. It wasn't that bad, but it's getting worse.
All right, let me get off the earbuds.
And I'm using a totally different setup than when I was talking to you, so I know it's not on my end. I don't know if I can hear you, though. I can't hear you now, Mike. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, that's using the computer microphone now, so it probably sounds echoey. That might be what it is.
It's fine, though.
Okay. Well, anyway, a telescope. Yeah, a mount, you know, if you ever saw these telescopes that tracks planets and stuff like that, one of those would be great. But most of the time, those rotors that those telescopes are on, they can be controlled by phones and stuff like that, but they can't hold any weight. I used to do astrophotography, and I was looking for a rotor like that. So I bought this nice telescope, and it wasn't automatic. I had to manually move it, but the camera would connect where the eyepiece is. and the camera was too heavy. So I'm thinking if I put an antenna on that, it'd be way too heavy. The camera was too heavy. It didn't have enough strength because the telescope's light as a feather. It's just an empty can, you know. But hey, you got two of you here now, Don. You popped up on the screen again. Look.
Wait, I know. I'm trying to. Oh, geez, what is that?
That was your second.
Wild. I know. I was doing my share screen. I want to see if I can. Yeah, I can't do it. Forget it. Let me stop it. All right. I was going to share my screen and show you that ant runner antenna rotor, but I can't. I can't share my screen. I got to figure out the StreamYard. So do you have to use StreamYard when you're trying to get guests coming into your YouTube channel, or what's the deal with this?
Figure out, well, first of all, until I get OBS to accept Zoom calls, this is how I have to do it. Otherwise, okay. I have Zoom. I could do a Zoom call and have you come in that way, but I don't know how to get that to work through OBS. And now I'm on my laptop, and StreamYard just makes it a piece of cake to do this on a laptop. But we do have private chat on the far right. You should see banners. You see that ticker going across the bottom? Yeah, that's me doing that. And I could do this too. I switched the banner to a different banner.
Oh, and wait, where'd you do the
see, on yours, you might not be able to do it. On the far right-hand side, do you have 4 little icons underneath where it says end stream?
Probably not. No, because I'm not logged in, because when I was logged in, you weren't seeing me. So I'm not logged in, but yet I was able to tie into the YouTube chat somehow. So I'm kind of lost. It's like, how can I not be logged in, but yet I'm tied into it? But anyway, I'll figure it out later. This is the first time I played with it on a computer.
So we got 12 people here. Anybody got any questions about chasing satellites or about anything? We had Greg was asking us about logging our satellite contacts so they would confirm, because me and Greg have been having a problem confirming our QSOs. Iman is saying, I thought it was for your arrow antenna. Duh. Yes, it is. I'm trying to get a small rotor that can hold my arrow that's portable, that I can take with me to parks and stay in a park all day and activate a park strictly on satellites. That would be cool, So I'm trying to do that. But yeah. By the way, the guy from Madison, Wisconsin, send me a private message. Send me a private chat. We were talking earlier. Wait a minute. I got your call sign is up here.
What part are you?
Huh?
What big city are you near?
I'm in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
KD9 Whiskey November Victor. KD9 Whiskey November Victor. Send me a private chat. Give me your phone number. I will give you a call, and we can work on this together. This is we're talking about Logan. According to this, he lives in Muncie, Indiana. Muncie, Indiana. Where do I? Oh, that was from Guys and Dolls, right? Or was it The Music Man was in Muncie, Indiana? I forget. But that's a cool little name for a town. And he told me he couldn't climb a roof. I'm like, you don't have to climb a roof. We're just going to sit in the car, go to a picnic table, and do Parks on the Air. And I got my 705 with me, and I have I have a 9 amp hour bioanode battery to run it, which means I'll be able to run for a long time. And I brought my JCP-12 antenna with me to do Parks on the Air. I'll even show it to you. I got it down here with me. Hold on. I had done a video on this antenna. This is a really nifty little antenna. You get it on Amazon. Where do you see this thing? It's almost like a copy. No, it's not even a copy. It's kind of like the Wolf River Coil or something. But this is the little baby right here. I even got the coax with me. Let's hope I don't drop it. This is the whole thing in this little canvas case. Put it in my suitcase. Yes, I did get screened, but fine. I put this in my checked bag, and it was fine. So what it is the coil It goes on a ground spike. This thing even comes with the counterpoise. It's the JCP-12 antenna. There you go, right there. Little carrying case, perfect for use with my 705 working QRP. So that's what I'll be doing.
I think that's the same company as the MC 750 that I use for HF portable. It's Cheliance MC 750.
I have never seen that. Oh, you mean Chameleon?
No, it's Cheliance. Let me see if I can get a link in it and throw it in the chat. It's a really good HF. That one's probably great too, but just if people want other options for HF antennas portable, this is a really good one. There's quite a few of us that use this now.
How you doing with your walk in the park?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. You hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I see Eric made a comment. I like using it by hand too, the arrow antenna. But I know I did a video dueling antennas, trying out the elk and the arrow, and the guy that was controlling the elk, his arm got sore. So until you do it a lot with your arm, your arm gets sore big time. See, none of my chats are
comment. I don't see the appeal of portable rotators or tripods. It's easy enough to track manually. People are generally putting their arrows, elks on portable rotators and have polarization fading. Okay, first of all, polarization fading doesn't bother me. Most of the satellites are rotating rather rapidly. You can almost tell. And even IO-117, even though that's a 3-unit, that's 18 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches, that one, the green cube. And yeah, they rotate. Now, that one rotates very slow. In an hour-long pass, it might make one full revolution. So half the time you're not making contacts, the other half of the time you are. The smaller satellites that are 6-inch squares, some of them are 4-inch squares, if you can believe that, they tumble much faster. So the amount of time you're going to lose it is not great. The ISS doesn't tumble at all. It doesn't. Oh, you got a channel too? Put your channel out there, buddy. KH6. Yeah, but put your channel out there. Yeah, go ahead.
There is polarization on the ISS because sometimes I got to have that arrow with the 2-meter parallel to the ground, and then sometimes I got to turn it, and I change it throughout the whole pass. So it is changing for some reason. I don't know.
Well, here's how I can tell why. I will tell you, I have fixed antennas at home, and in an ISS pass, I never go out of phase. And they're both vertically mounted, the 2-meter and the 70 centimeter. What's happened, the ISS has multiple antennas on it. I don't know if you know that. I've actually I've taken pictures of them and I've shown them on my channel before. When I went to the symposium for the 40-year anniversary of the ISS, I went there and they actually had a duplicate radio, which I put it on my Facebook page more than once. It's a Kenwood 710, I believe. It's a 25-watt radio. So, for instance, the 25 watts is big difference from the little CubeSats that are milliwatts. The 25 watts, you can actually put 25 watts in. Sometimes if I put less than 25 watts, the PL tone will not open the repeater to me. So you have to put at least 25 watts into that radio, and I get it every time. Doesn't matter the polarization. So, all right, let's see what we got here. We got KH6WI says, been doing satellite communications professionally for 15 years. Okay. And as a result, let's see, what do we got here? The ISS doesn't change, but how you observe it is different. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll explain to you what that means. So here's the ISS. And you got the solar panels going out either side, right? Well, when it starts to pass, it's over here. As it goes over you, it does this. It's going around the Earth. So it's not perfectly flat in the sky. It does move. So that will affect your polarization. So when it first rises over here, just imagine this big flat object coming across around the planet like this. All right. So as it's rotating around in the past, you are changing the polarization. So yeah, by turning the antenna like you do, that definitely does help.
I mean, because they're in space. Does it roll? Because they're in space, they wouldn't know that it's rolling.
No, it doesn't.
They keep it. They keep it in one spot in relation to the Earth.
Yes, like an airplane flying, like flat and level.
That's the way I don't know.
Now there are times. Now listen. There are times they rotate it a little here, but it's not tumbling through space. They do move it. It doesn't always stay in the same location. As a matter of fact, I saw a video yesterday from NASA of the astronauts floating freely in the middle of modules when they did the move, when they fired the engines to raise the orbit. And you watch them; they're not touching anything. So as soon as the ISS starts to move with thrust, they start floating back in it without even doing anything. They start moving. So the ISS is moving, but everything looks like it's standing still, and they're just moving away from you. But they didn't touch anything. It was just like the centrifugal force of the inertia of the ISS moving, and they're not touching it, so they don't get the same inertia, which is really funny. Crazy. Yeah, I thought it was too. Hey, KH6WI, Eric, how you doing, Eric? Are you in Hawaii now, or are you back? Eric, if you want to come on and talk, we'd love to have you on the stream. Click the link. I can invite you, actually. Let me invite you. I'll copy the link. Let me see. Can I? Yes, they can. Good. You're in Hawaii. Come on. Eric, come on. We'd love to have you. I only got a few more minutes. Got about 10 minutes left, and then I got to go upstairs. My whole family's waiting to have dinner. They usually would eat at 5 o'clock, but because I'm here and I'm doing this, they're holding off for an hour. So they're starving. I'm waiting for me. You're stuck at home with COVID. My guest from last week had COVID. Listen, I got sick a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even get a COVID test because you know what? I don't believe COVID's even real. I think it's the flu. We've always had the flu around. We always get it, and you get better. And you feel like crap while you're going through it. So I don't even believe in it anymore. I don't play their games. Anyway, you should know that by now by seeing the hats I wear from time to time.
Unless it gets you time off of work, then it's COVID.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could say it's COVID just to get 2 weeks off. That I can understand that. But Eric, come on. Click on the link and come on. I just put it in the chat. Love to have you talking to us in person and get to meet you. I don't care you have COVID. You're not going to give it to me through the internet. So anyway, okay. So anything else you want to talk about, Don? We talked about the TYT and the Retrievus.
And then you can put it on that Bofang DM1701 too. It's all the same software or firmware that you're putting on all three radios. So all three radios act the same. The only thing is the Retrievus and the TYT are both available with built-in GPS. The Bofang doesn't have the GPS, so you have to put in your coordinates and change it every time you change grid squares.
Eric's laying in bed with a fever. He's not camera ready. I don't want to see that. Oh, Eric, we won't make fun of you. We won't. We promise. I also have my FT5D with me, and I have an open spot here. So if anybody wants to talk to me while I'm here, go to FCS room 310, room 38. 31038 on FCS. You can get in touch with me. You got FCS abilities?
Open I got spot? That same radio, and I haven't played with it at all. So what was the room? If I could figure it out.
Well, you can't do it straight from the radio. You got to have an open spot or a hotspot.
I got a hotspot. I got a DM.
FCS 310 stroke 38.
That's 310 1238.
Sierra 310.
I got it. FCS 310 1238. All right. I'm not sure what that means, but if I go down that rabbit hole,
you got an open spot?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you go in the open spot in the settings. When it asks you where you want to go, you say you got a C4 FM radio, and it says where do you want to go? You click that, and you look for FCS. Click on that, and then look you'll have a drop down menu. Look for 310, and when you find, there's a hell of a lot of rooms there, so it'll take you. It's way down in the list. But FCS 310, there's a bunch of different rooms in FCS 310, and just go to 38, and that's hooked up to me, so you can chat with me. All right, so
I took notes.
not like somebody just fell upstairs. That's not a good sign. I got 2 invalid people living here with my sister. I'm gonna have to run up there and check, but they're getting antsy to have dinner anyway, and we don't have to do an exact hour-long podcast tonight. Next week, I am going to do my best to get the president of amateur radio on the International Space Station, ARISS. These are the people that support NASA and the radios and everything on the ISS. And we talked probably about a year ago. I talked to them, and they had already sent all the ham TV equipment to the ISS. So they will be doing ham TV. In other words, television, not slow scan TV. No, actual television over ham radio. They're going to try. Now, nobody down here has the equipment to receive it yet, because I think it's going to be on, you're going to need like an ICOM 905 to receive it, I think. Not sure. But anyway, he said he wanted to come on. He was sick last week. This week I knew I was going to be away, so I didn't want to bother him, but I'll be home next Wednesday. I get home next Wednesday, and I will do it with him if he's available next Wednesday night at 6. So if you're into satellites, you want to learn more about the ISS, what's going on up there and how they're working these things, come by, and hopefully we'll get it, and we'll get Frank on here with us. He's a great guy. He did a wonderful job. They did a symposium at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Cost about $300 to go, but you got breakfast and lunch every day. And the last night we had dinner under the Saturn V in the Saturn V building, which was incredible. And it should be a lot of fun. Frank knows a lot about ham radio. If you go back in my archives and my videos back then, I think it was February or March of this year, I interviewed Randy Berger. Randy Berger is the guy that talks to the astronauts and teaches them and trains them how to use the ham radio on the ISS. So I did a whole video on him showing the radio and some of the antennas that they use for that radio, which will blow your mind when you see what the antennas are. They're tape measure antennas, and there's like 4 of them, one on every side of the ISS. So it always has a good antenna facing the Earth. So on that note, boys and girls, thanks for coming. Don, thanks for being my guest again. And you're welcome here. You know that when I do these live streams, I post the link on X, I post the link on Facebook, and I post the link on, no, I don't do it on YouTube, but I do it on X and Facebook. So if you follow me on X and Facebook, you'll know when I'm going live, and the link will be there. If you want to join me, you want to come on live and talk to me, and we could compare notes and try different things. Eric, when you feel better, I'd love to have you on as a guest, since you have such experience with space, satellites in space. I greatly appreciate your knowledge. It would be great. Retrievus, RT3S, or the TYT. What's the TYT nomenclature, Don?
UV390, and it comes in a 5-watt or a 10-watt version. I just get the 5-watt. I think it's probably pretty much the same, and I don't think you have the dark screen issue with it.
Right. Yeah, a lot of these radios, like even the Wouxun that I use, that's full duplex, you go out in the sun, you can't read that screen. I had to make the background white and the text black. And then when I do it like that, I can see it a little bit better by shading it, with my hand. And that's more critical on that, because you have to constantly keep changing the steps for the Doppler effect. Right. Yeah. With this, I don't think I'll ever use those again. It's sad. I'll probably sell them. This radio is this is the constant, and it's less expensive. The Wouxun's $200. This is $119. Yep. So you got it, and you get it on Amazon. If you don't like it, you can send it right back. All right. Well, Don, thanks for coming. I'll say goodnight to you, right, and then I will close out the ham podcast, and we'll move on. So good night, Don. Thank you again. Hopefully I get you on a bird this week.
Oh, yeah. We will.
Take care. All right, everybody, this has been great. I hope you had a good time. Sorry about the static from my earbuds, but I just wanted to answer this one thing that Eric was saying. You don't see the appeal of rotors and tripods. Well, you live in Hawaii. You're basically going to be talking to people in Hawaii. And it's like, I look at it like I would like people like Sean Kutzko's trying to get every single grid square in the United States. So he's roving. He travels all over trying to do it. So I just thought it would be a nice thing. This Retrievus radio with this Open GD77 software is absolutely incredible. I was blown away watching Don use it. And then when I couldn't get it installed myself, I bought the radio and I downloaded all the information before the radio even came. When I came to install it, we ran into that glitch, and Don and I talked on the phone, and he helped me out. We figured it out, and that was great. So you got me, you got Don. We'll help you. If you get this radio and this software and you want to figure out how to do it, Don's got a good video on his site on every detail about how to install the software. So you might want to follow him. Follow my buddy 75 Ohm Ham. Follow. I invited the Ape tonight too. He didn't come, but we did get one like. If you like this, hit the thumbs up. Oh, we got a like on Facebook. My friend Crystal in Texas is watching. Thank you, Crystal. We got 16 people on here right now. Wow. And 10 of them are coming from YouTube. 6 are coming from X, and 1 is coming from Facebook because I was monitoring it on Facebook. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Remember, be good, be cool, have a good time with ham radio. Don't get upset by people. Just enjoy yourself, man. Have fun. And on that note, I'm going to say the good night to you folks, and I'm going to go upstairs and have dinner now. And I hope you guys all do too. This is KO4PDI reminding you, don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me. All right? So this is KO4PDI. I'll be clear, 73.